This is Over the Shoulder. I'm Superintendent Don Killick. I get the privilege of talking with Stephanie Dunton today. And so, Stephanie, could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I am a parent, so I have two children at Hemlock. I have an 8-year-old, a third grader, Sam, and a sixth grader, Will. He's 11. I have a husband and a dog at home. That's my personal life. I graduated from Michigan State with my undergraduate degree, so I'm a big Spartan fan. But I've been part of the Hemlock community for 8 years now, so my husband and I moved to the area after living in Minnesota for a few years, but moved back to this area for his job.
Wow. So, Stephanie, can you tell me a little bit about your role here at Hemlock Public School District?
Sure. I am both an MTSS teacher, math and reading intervention, so that's small groups, and the elementary level K4. And then I also do 2 days a week, I do the literacy coach position. So that works more on the teacher end, just kind of working with teachers to get the professional development that they're interested in, or I can help plan. I come in and model lessons if that's needed, things like that.
So you kind of support teachers and best practices
Yep.
at our elementary programs,
Yes.
making sure that we're doing what's best for literacy.
Yep.
Well, March is Literacy Month, so do you guys have any exciting plans? Are we going to see some really cool things going on in March?
Definitely. Missy and I will begin to work, or we'll have a video ready to go, a kickoff video as usual, where we do a song and a video. We have the readathon, which PTO sponsors, so the kids read a certain amount of minutes and they turn in their sheets, and there's prizes at the end of the month. We do different activities throughout the month where we do dress-up days, and we do a You've Got Booked activity where books are passed around. Like, different classrooms will give their favorite book to another classroom to borrow, and they read it. We do an author visit. So at the Ling Elementary School, we have Jonathan Rand coming.
Are you serious?
Yeah, so he's coming,
exciting.
and he's not, yeah, and we have a different program for the kindergarten and young fives and preschool age kids, but that age, 1st through 4th, we have Jonathan Rand coming to do a presentation in March as our author, and then we're still working on the kindergarten one, but we'll have one ready to go. So we have the author visit. We have family nights where we do, we did last year, and we're planning this again this year, where we do a one book, one art, I can't remember what it's called, art show, book show, where there's a book that we pick out, and then the art show, each family does an art project based off that book, and then they come in and do like a little art show. So
Why is literacy, you and I may know, but thinking about our parents and our audience that are listening, and why is literacy so important?
I think literacy just opens up doors in any subject area. So if you don't have that basis of literacy, then all the other subjects become more difficult as you get older. So just thinking on math-wise, I was just, if you have word problems, if you don't have the literacy skills to decode those and read those, then that's going to be difficult. Just reading in general just builds your vocabulary, and once your vocabulary is built, those other subjects like science and social studies come along. So I just feel like literacy is the foundation for all learning.
So literacy is that foundation, gateway skill that we all need and we want for our kids.
Right.
And that's your primary role here.
Right.
So that's very exciting. What
Yeah.
are you passionate about? What really excites
Well,
you?
personally, I feel like it's my family. They're number one. I spend most of my time with them. That obviously, as a mom, that's my kids are my number one. Professionally, as an MTSS teacher, just providing opportunities for all of our students. I have a strong belief that all students can learn. It might be at different paces, just like always related to like infants and toddlers. They are learning at their own pace. There might be milestones that they need to meet eventually, but just giving them the time to build those milestones on their own time is important. And it might take longer for some kids, but I think just making sure that all students are successful. As a literacy coach right now, I feel like my passion is really letting the teachers teach each other collaboratively. I think that we have so many wonderful teachers here, and just getting them to open their doors a little bit more to each other, because everybody's doing wonderful things. So I'm really passionate about getting the teachers to collaborate and just say, yeah, I'm doing really great things. And also saying, hey, let me watch those really great things.
It's as educators, that's often a tough task to be, open let others see what we're doing, and then also to toot our own horn and say,
Right.
yeah, this is
I think
this
that-
is something great that I'm doing. Everybody
Mhm.
else needs to see it.
Right.
You know, a lot of times educators are very humble people,
Mhm.
and so those are two difficult things that we always need to work through as an organization, as educators, to be more open, and then also to be a little bit of a self promoter and say,
Right.
hey, these are good things that are going on,
Right.
and want to have people see it.
Yeah, I agree.
What are what do you feel are the next steps to developing our literacy program? What are the goals of our literacy program?
Sure. So right now, not only are I'm trying to get the teachers to collaborate a little bit more. I'm also trying to implement more of community involvement. So we have new literacy essentials. The state of Michigan has come out with literacy essentials, and right now there's pre-K, there's K5, or no, there's K3, then there's 4-5, and then 6-12. I'm not sure if that has rolled out yet, but part of that is it's just 10 different things that each classroom should be doing every day with every child for the majority, I mean, as much as they can possible. But one of those is community outreach, and that's something that I feel like is the next step for our district, because I feel like we have a strong literacy curriculum, at least at the elementary level, that we're using. We implemented a new one a couple years ago, and personally, and the MTSS aspect of it, we're seeing great growth, like through using that. So that's kind of the teachers are still working on implementing the new curriculum in their classrooms. But I feel like as a literacy coach, I can I have time to do the community outreach, where I've started meeting with the library board, and we've talked about doing a summer reading program together, getting some volunteers in our building to kind of help read and just build that culture of the importance, showing the community that literacy is important to us, and we want them to be involved in building that in our community.
Oh, fantastic. What's some advice that you would give, you know, like if there's a young parent listening with kids, you know, what would be some advice that you might give them?
With my literacy brain, I would just say read. Even if you don't do anything at all, even with your baby that doesn't seem to be understanding you, read, because that's huge. Even, like I said, it opens the doors. Not only are you thinking about the letter names and sounds as they, you know, come to the developmental age where they understand that, but also like the vocabulary. It builds vocabulary like you wouldn't believe, just to read. I mean, it could be out of anything. If you're cooking at night, read your cookbook. Or your recipe, if you're doing a recipe while your baby's in their high chair. I mean, they're listening and they're absorbing. So anytime that you can pick up a book and just read it to your child, that will be huge.
That's powerful.
It is.
That's really
It is.
good
I think
advice.
people don't realize how powerful it really can be, and that's all it takes. Just one book, you know, one day, every day, a book. That's all. That's a huge, huge thing. I'm Stephanie Dunton, and I'm a Hemlock Husky.
It was so great talking to you.
Yep,
today,
you
Stephanie.
too. Thank
you
you.
so much.